We did lose an important figure, important icon. Miss Cicely Tyson has transitioned. She passed away this past Thursday, I believe, January the 28th, 2021. This wonderful sister was 96 years old, 96 years old. And I mean, she has done everything from stage to theater to television. And I want to go ahead and play a short video for you from Entertainment Weekly that kind of sums all of that up. And here you go.
Your long, illustrious career, what are you most proud of?
That I'm still here.
You won't know how come I lived so long.
A very good life.
You're going to do something big.
I think it's a shame that I would have to be known as the most foremost black actress of our time. Why? Because I would like to be known as a good actress of our time.
Across 8 decades in show business, the veteran of TV, the stage, and screen earned a reputation for playing strong women, netting her countless honors.
All these awards that come. What's up?
But Cicely also gained recognition for fighting for equality, earning the Presidential Medal of Freedom and a Kennedy Center honor.
It wasn't money that I was interested in. I was interested in making an impact on people of the world about us as a race of people.
Oprah, Ava DuVernay, Kerry Washington, so many women of color in Hollywood were mentored by the icon.
How does that feel when you look back over this audience of all these women you inspired?
To have done what I did and make a mark, I did what I was supposed to do.
As for her TV family, Cicely Tyson was honored when Viola Davis asked her to play her mom on How to Get Away with Murder, but she went a little too method her first day on set. The role earned Cicely 5 Emmy nominations. She won 3 Emmys, an honorary Oscar, Peabody, Tony, and in 2020 was inducted into the TV Hall of Fame at age 95. But despite all the recognition,
Don't ever give up.
Cicely Tyson was never ready to slow down, especially in her fight for equality.
The day that I think that I have arrived, I'm finished. I am still striving to get where he wants me to go.
I'm a fighter. I was born a fighter. I will die a fighter. And I will fight all obstacles and probably die trying. But it's not going to stop me.
Wow, man. Yeah, there you go, man. She was wonderful. As you can see, she did everything. She touched so many people. I mean, she touched people, you know, much more than she did me. I mean, you know, but, you know, I care for this woman dearly. I remember the first time I saw her in a film, 91. I don't think I saw the film actually in 91, but my mom showed me this. It was Fried Green Tomatoes. I remember seeing her in that. But how, you know, here's another image of her right here. I mean, she did everything, but you know, how do you feel about Miss Cicely Tyson, you know, and everything that she did, Mr. Larry, and you know, her passing away this past week at 96 years old?
You know, it's crazy. She's been in so much, and she's one of those people, like, you don't always, for me anyways, I don't always seem to like know that she's gonna be in a movie. I just turn it on and, oh, Cicely Tyson's in this. Cool, I'm gonna watch it. You know, right. She's just kind of there, and it's awesome like that. I will say there's a couple of things that I think are really incredibly awesome. The woman was 96 years old and just wrote a book. I mean, right. You know, which came out like a few days before she passed away. I mean, correct. There's a lot of people out there struggling to write a book when they're in their 30s or 20s or whatever else, and she's 96 years old. I don't know where the energy comes from, but you know, she got it done. And the other thing is, when you go back and you look at some of that stuff, young ladies, respect the wig game. If you're gonna wear wigs, look at Cicely Tyson and see how to properly wear a wig. Don't have your wig all sideways. See, the wig game is on point. You know?
Yes, sir.
Respect the old lady wig game. You know?
Right on. I heard you, man. I have a quote right here. Well, this is from Variety. Cicely Tyson pioneering Hollywood. I don't like they put dies, but passes at 96. But I have a quote right here from her manager. I have managed I'm sorry, I can't read. I have managed Miss Tyson's career for over 40 years, and each year was a privilege and a blessing. Her manager, Larry Thompson, said in a statement, Cicely thought of her new memoir as a Christmas tree decorated with all the ornaments of her personal and professional life. Today, she has placed the last ornament, a star, on top of the tree. Her memoir, Just As I Am, was published on Tuesday. So Larry, kind of just like you said, man, she just did this. She passed away on last Thursday, and it came out on Tuesday, man. So that's crazy. That's crazy right there. But yeah, man, she's a shining example, like that article said, a pioneer. But she's a shining example to everyone out there, including women, especially Black women. Just giving perfect examples of strength, courage, elegance and beauty. Excellence. I can go on and on. And she meant so much to so many people. Like I said, I remember her from the first film I saw her in was Fried Green Tomatoes. But of course, recently she's done a number of pictures with our brother Tyler Perry. She's been in about 7 or 8. Well, not about 7 or 8, but about 4 or 5 of his films. And so she did it all, man. She did it all. Let's see what anybody's saying in the comments right now. Anybody talking about Miss Cicely Tyson?
Someone said she was survived by Miles Davis. I guess I heard they used to be married back in the day.
Right. They actually had that part in the Entertainment Weekly video, but I edited it out because the file was too large. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah, she did get married to Miles Davis. They did split a couple of
strong woman. Because Miles Davis, from everything I've heard, was crazy as catnip.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But she has a ton of credits, man, a ton of titles. The Help, Diary of a Black Woman. She has 94 credits right here. And we don't have enough time to go through them all. But this is on Internet Movie Database. And something else, before we head out and say our farewell to Miss Cicely Tyson, there's just one more video I want to show you guys real quick that just kind of sums up all the films she did, and then we will move on because nobody's talking about her in the comment section. That's okay, except for Miss Zia Latrice.
I feel like some of these youngins just don't know. They just don't know the impact that she had on the industry, especially as far as Black women. I think people need to understand that when you see 94 credits, you may think, oh, that's not a big deal. 94 credits. I look at some people up there and they have 94 credits and they're 20 years old. But you have to remember, she came out in an era where Black people were not on TV. They weren't in the movie. The only time that you saw a Black person in the movies or on TV is if they were playing a maid or a slave who was a maid, something. It wasn't, you just didn't see a lot of Black people and Black women. And so for her to be able to secure roles and to become the star that she was during the era that she came up was a tremendous feat in itself, and to continue to work throughout the years. I mean, let's not forget, Hollywood is not kind to women once they get past a certain age. And so for her to continue to work and to find roles and to be excellent in those roles is a big deal in itself. So I just feel like a lot of these youngins may just not know.
Right. And also she refused to play certain roles. Like she never wanted to play a drug addict. She never wanted to play a prostitute or something else because she didn't want Black women looking a certain way, in film or just entertainment in general. But she's no longer here with us. We always got to give our heroes or sheroes, their flowers while they're still here. And we did. But, before we move on, I just want to send you guys off with this right here.
You will always be my generous baby girl, whether you like it or not. Miss Ruth was a lady. And a lady always knows when to leave. But I gotta see him, Mr. Sheriff. You ain't gotta see me.
got to get back to reality.
The reality is that Westside Prep School is doing what we built it to do, Clarence.
Talk to the young ones.
We don't have that kind of time, Miss Jane.
What else you got, Jim?
Got the strength God gave us women to survive. Adam, I don't want you to be any less than what you are.
Sometimes life doesn't give us any choice.
But it does. You always have a choice.
The joy of books is that you get to act it out for yourself. Things began to happen, and people began to talk about, this new actress, Cicely Tyson, and next thing I knew, I was here in front of you.
African Americans hold Cicely in such high regard. She would only do roles that served us as African Americans. She kept her way, she kept her class, she kept representing us, and she remained Cicely Tyson.
Well, there you go, guys. Again, I just want to say rest in peace, Miss Cicely Tyson. You will be missed, and we can't wait to see you again. And before we move on to the next topic, I just want to give you guys a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the second topic for the night. Larry, are you ready, sir? Are you ready?
Yeah, I have a quick question before we do, though.
Yeah, what's up?
On the end of that thing with Cicely Tyson, they mentioned about, Tyler Perry was saying that she represented us well and she's always remained Cicely Tyson. And my question is, do you think that in our current day and age that someone can be the same way, that they can still represent us in the same way? And the reason why I ask that is because in this day and age of social media and constant connection, and people are tweeting and Instagramming and Facebooking, and they're on this new social media app. What is it? What's this thing on here? I forgot the name of it now. This Clubhouse, where supposedly everything is more private and stuff. It seems like we're in a day and age where people are letting more of the recesses of their mind, the thoughts that are in the recesses of their mind coming out to, into the public. And I feel like it's just more information out there, allowing more people to be scrutinized, and then as a consequence, their reputations are damaged somewhat when they say something that doesn't necessarily, mesh with what the popular culture wants at that time. And so I wonder, can we still have those heroes that withstand decades and decades and decades and never disappoint?
That's a really good question, man. Because this cancel culture that we live in is fierce and it's unapologetic. I think we can. I think we can, especially with somebody kind of like her generation. Because I don't like it. Nobody's perfect. As soon as you have a hair out of place, somebody wants to call it out and blow it up. Like you've never like you've never made a mistake before or anything like that. So it's difficult, but I think that we can, man. So
right.
I think it is possible.
So here's the thing. I understand. I guess I have two issues. One, I know that we call it cancel culture, and I think that there's some legitimacy to that, because there are some things where people are canceled right away. But I think also I've heard some people use the thing and say it's not cancel culture, it's consequence culture. And I think that I probably agree with that more, because I think people do things and say things expecting that there should be no consequences. I hear people say, oh, I have freedom of speech. You do, but you also have to pay the consequences for that freedom, for your speech. You have the freedom to say whatever you want, but you also there are consequences for what you say. So there's that. And I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if there's so much, and I understand that other people make mistakes, general people, I make mistakes, you make mistakes, but celebrities have far more influence than the average everyday person. You know, when you are Miley Cyrus or someone and you have 100 million followers on, you know, on Instagram or on Twitter, I feel like you need to be way more judicious in the things that you say.
Agreed.
Because you're going to reach more people than you or I.
Right.
You know, I mean, I have 30-something thousand followers on YouTube. If I say something, it's going to reach more than maybe my neighbor who has none, but it's not going to reach nearly as many as someone like Kim Kardashian. And so people need to be careful about what they say when you have that kind of reach. And I just wonder if with the speed that things move, things happen today and how far they reach, if we're ever going to have that sense of people being able to be, unless they stay off of social media, if they're going to be able to rise to that level of being sort of, you know, having a lifetime of being a cultural icon without being knocked down.
Right.
You know?
Well, hopefully, man, we just gotta, you know, time will tell. Time will tell.
Time will tell.